Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021, and you can find this 104 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify, and anywhere else you can find a podcast. You can watch me completely fail at video games, but laugh your ass off at twitch.tv/MarcusB814. You can find the both of us on Discord and Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I'm at Nick Vern, that's NickVern. In this week's episode, we've got two epic guests.
Not one,
but two. The first of which is not only a Twitch partner, but also has two dope stream teams. I almost couldn't say that. Stream teams, everybody.
stream teams.
So what's his name, you ask? It's Serpent. So welcome to the show, Serp. And also joining us today is a surprise last-minute guest. Well, last minute for Serp. We knew he was coming. It's a surprise. And his name's Kymeri. He's also a Twitch streamer and a huge friend of the show, whom we met in person last week, which was pretty epic.
And a amazing steak.
And we ate amazing steak together. That is correct. So welcome to the show, both of you. And what have you been up to?
Well, hello. Thank you, first of all, so much for having me on. This has been something that we've been speaking about for a few weeks, so I'm really, really excited to be here. And I know Kymeri is also excited to be here. For myself personally, I've been just having the best time with streaming lately. Been streaming a lot of variety games, even now included. We've been playing Battlefront 2 for the last 10 months, but now we're playing a little bit more Sea of Thieves and some spooky games on its way. So I've been just having the best time ever. Watching some new shows as well in our watch party. So just been having the greatest time ever.
What is a watch party?
A watch party. So in Discord, you can actually share your screen and basically we set up events, like weekly events, like more than one time in a week, probably like 2 to 3 times in a week, where we just watch a show together, share the screen on Disney Plus, and everyone just makes it cozy and just watches it all together.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I never even heard of that.
Really? Well,
I think
a
I'm
watch party after this.
Well, I think it's because I've been living in like 1999.
Yeah, you have.
All
right.
Okay.
As long as I'm good. So, Kymeri, all right. So, backstory: Kymeri, thanks for coming back, and I do want to know what else you've been up to. But when I told Kymeri that Serp was coming on the show, and I was like, dude, I want you to come on, and he's like, really? I was like, yeah. But we're not telling him. And he's like, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I know him too well to I knew this was going to surprise him. And I
know.
Just as soon as I said something, he's like, wait, what? Like, what's happening? Is this the right show? Are we on the right show? Not too much, man. Just, working the usual. I saw you guys last week for the amazing steak. Thank you so much again, Marcus and Nick, of course. Next time we're taking you out though, Marcus, because we're not letting you pay. We're not letting you pay. We're done with that. Me and Nick are done with this.
100%.
Wait,
we're done with this preposterous amount of kindness.
Yeah, but you don't. It's not going to happen.
I don't think so.
It's been passed down through generations to me.
I don't think you understand the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Siege levels of covertness I'm going to go through to make sure I pay this bill first, okay? I've got night vision goggles coming in from Amazon. I'm breaking in to swipe my card, okay? You're not paying again.
Yeah, Nick, just slide into my DMs. We'll talk about it.
Whoa. Hey, he just said slide into his DMs. Giggity.
Whoa.
Anyway.
I mean, I'm Greek, but I'm not that Greek. Jeez.
So
I'll be there.
Let's go.
Now it's a party.
So Kymeri, how's your streams been going?
They've been going really well. Of course, we've been doing, again, SWTOR, of course, big patch. We're going to talk about that later, I'm pretty sure. Big patch this week. Been just doing the same thing, just PvP, and then on Mondays, Mix Up Monday. It's been really good. The reception's been great. 2 weeks ago, we did Battlefront 2. This week, we did KOTOR, and I think Fallen Order is actually winning for next week. So it's really cool to see the community engagement. The poll has almost like 40 votes, which is actually insane, but, I really enjoy that. It's something that I thought of with a friend of mine. I was like, man, that's such a good idea. We could play some other games and get some variety in there too, of course. And there's other options for other stuff as well down the road. So
that's fantastic. Nick?
What have I been up to?
I didn't even get to say it.
Oh. Well, you looked at me like
Yeah, see, I was
I'm
looking
waiting.
yes, I'm sorry.
He gave me the what the fuck are you doing stare.
No, I was looking at you actually thinking about. Never mind. Anyway,
How I'm going to pay the bill.
yes, exactly. That's yeah.
I'm in your head already. This is great.
It's too early for that.
So, Serp, I'll start with this first. So I have had a crappy gaming week because we're running around doing a lot of podcasts and I'm busy at work and there's not a lot of excuses and I'm being lame. But I was trying to play games and I downloaded Sea of Thieves last night.
Let's go.
But I fell asleep before I actually got to play because I was like, oh, I'll just lay on my bed with all the lights on. There's no way I can fall asleep with all my RGB and both my computer screens on and the overhead light on, and I did. So, anyways, it's all downloaded and ready to rock, but I came here straight from work today, so I didn't get to play it.
How do you like it?
I didn't get to play it at all. I downloaded it and fell asleep, and then I woke
You
up
didn't, like, you didn't even get to choose your pirate. Nothing.
0.
Oh,
It's
okay.
ready to
Well,
go
I thought you
in
at least got
Steam.
the basics. Okay. Then, well, you and I are gonna have a talk, and we're probably gonna have to get to some games this week. Then, if that's the case,
Totally fine.
The
Go ahead,
point
Mike.
of or the moral of this story
Yeah.
is your shit is weak.
I know. I said that from the top. I tried.
How do you fall asleep with the lights on?
Oh, I do it all the time. The giant overhead light on.
Yeah,
Both computer monitors at full brightness.
I can't do that.
My ridiculous amount of flashy things on my actual desktop. Yeah, the whole 9.
Okay.
Out cold. The not intoxicated, by the way, just tired. that's a key distinction. So yeah, I would definitely love to play Sea of Thieves. I was going to play with friend of the show Joey Feta last night. But yeah, I fell asleep beforehand. So we should all group up and get together and play because it seems really awesome.
Oh wait, could you imagine the 4 of us playing that? Oh my!
yeah.
Oh no!
well, Galleon would
Mark-
be crazy, but
Marcus would just be
I would love it.
shooting cannons the whole time.
No, I wouldn't. I'd just be going, "Arr!"
Yeah, you just run around and like I don't know if you can drink rum, but Marcus would.
Is there a type-
you can get drunk. You can walk around, throw up on your teammates. Trust me, I'm aiming for Kymeri first, and then we'll go one by one. No. But,
shots fired.
When
Literally.
we stream it, we actually have like a channel point redemption. You can get me drunk. We mess around with that. What I love so much about the game, like it's really like it takes a lot for me to be attached to a game. Like Battlefront 2 for me was everything, and it still is everything for me because it allowed me to feel like it was in a galaxy far, far away. You're like in Star Wars, and I'm sure that's the same thing with you guys with SWTOR. When I played SWTOR, I was so addicted to it. I just need to get a little bit better. But with Sea of Thieves, it's like you feel you're a part of this open world concept, feeling like you're a part of something larger, a larger world. It's so special. And I love that they support it. There's content, there's new content, there's a new season battle pass, season 2 that they're making content for. This game's been out for 3 years, but they're constantly working on things. Rare is obviously the developers are making so much more content and so many amazing things for this game, and it's really, really special. So I recommend you guys do play it, and not only play it, but play together, all of us together. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Let's go!
One more editing. I'm just gonna download it on Marcus's computer. So he has no
that would
choice.
probably be the only way it happens.
Yeah, I know, because I know you, and you're not. Even if I get you to go buy it, you're not going to play it. But I'm going to be like, it's already downloaded. Just make your pirate.
I'm such a creature of habit. Like I always have good intentions to play games, but I finally this year I stopped buying games because I'm like, I might even own it in Steam. It was probably on sale for $1.99, and I probably bought it during one of the 10,000 Steam sales since it's been out. But I'd never probably played it because I was just like, I got to do something else in SWTOR.
Yeah.
I'm such a terrible multitasker.
There's an operation or there's a mega.
Anyway.
We'll get back to that later.
Anyway.
A couple more IRL things. I'm fully stocked on kitchen supplies for the new apartment, which is cool.
I'm so happy for you, dude.
That's happening June 1st.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy for you, but I'm not looking forward to all of the 7,000th times that you've helped me move furniture that I have to help you move now for the next 15 years.
Yeah. I want to go from apartment to other
you
apartment
prepaid.
Yeah,
you prepaid.
I prepaid my mover's bill.
Yep.
Work is pretty insane. If you don't know, I work in a clinical research office at a hospital, so we're starting a whole bunch, 4 new studies now, and I'm just constantly looking through people's medical records to see if they're eligible for studies. And yeah, it's what I've been doing for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for the past 2 weeks. It's pretty intense. What else we got going on? Yeah, the podcasting every week for the past like month here is great for the show, and I like the vibes. But it's making me look terrible because it's like I come home. Normally, my off weeks are like Thursday. I'm like, oh, I don't have to podcast. I can play some games, and so it just makes me look lame.
You just have to carve out a time.
Yeah.
Like when you get home from work before you take your nap, you just need to straight game for a half an hour.
Or something.
Because what'll happen is you'll play Warzone really, really well once, and you'll be sucked in for the next 3 hours.
Yeah, or that happens with Call of Duty. I'll have like one good game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then I'm like, oh, I got to go again and again and again.
Exactly.
In Star Wars news, I'm about halfway through the second Star Wars High Republic book, Into the Dark, on Audible, which is pretty sweet. I believe we'll be breaking that down sometime in May with Kitty, which is pretty sweet. So stay tuned for a summary once we finish that, and once we come out with that episode. That's about it for me. Marcus, how's life? How's it going? What have you been up to? How's the post stream tiredness going?
It was fucking insane. Okay, so all right, modest Marcus. I don't know how to thank people enough. I hit 500 followers, and then all of a sudden, overnight, I'm almost at 600.
Wow!
And I don't understand why. Okay, like I really don't get it. It's so humbling for me because like I click the go live button, and like before I start actually like on screen, it just says starting soon, and it shows a countdown clock, and there's an energetic music, and I'm just like, I'll come over and there's like 3 minutes left, and there's people in the chat talking. I'm like, why would they be here before I even start? And it's become this thing where whoever's first types first, second, and third, and they think they're getting prizes. And I'm like, you guys aren't winning anything. They're like, no, but we're winning because we're here. And I'm just like, that's crazy to me, right? It's insane. So that is first and foremost. Like, it blows me away. Second thing is, so my 12-hour 1-year anniversary stream was, let me explain the feeling. It's like you were the first person in line on Black Friday and you got a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X1 for free. That's that feeling I had during my entire 12-hour stream.
Wow.
It was crazy from beginning to end. I can't thank everybody enough. Like, this has humbled me because honestly, I just want to cry and say you guys are fucking unbelievable and I don't deserve this, right? Like, I don't like the fact that people choose to click my channel over, I'm going to say over Kymeri or over yours or Serps or whoever to come watch me play a video game is humbling. And I'm flattered by it. And 9 times out of 10, like when I'm done streaming, I stare at my screen for like 10 minutes and go, how did that even happen? Right? So that's first and foremost. The 12-hour stream was insanity from the moment it started until the moment it ended. It was so crazy at one point, real life friend, dad life, showed up to my house with a Starbucks coffee for me and some snacks from Starbucks, because shout out to Starbucks. If you go to Starbucks 30 minutes before they close, all of their food that they have, like their prepackaged sandwiches, fruit and all that, they throw it away. Or the employees take it home. They give it to you.
Wow.
So he shows up with these boxes and boxes of food. He's like, dude, you need fuel. I'm like, all right, this is fantastic. I didn't realize it was happening, right?
Yeah. It's just all of a sudden like, hey, I'm here.
Yes. So I held to a strict break schedule, I should say.
Yeah.
And then at the end, like the last like 2 or 3 breaks I didn't take, let me tell you, by the time 12 hours was up, I was smoked.
I bet.
I was toast. Like Kymeri and Kogus, they did 24 hours. You guys, I don't know how you guys did it. I really don't. I have no clue how you did it. Because, no, go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
Serp knows about the Kymeri 24-hour flex.
Yeah.
He already knows.
I know. Like, I asked Kymeri, I was like, okay, how did you do that? Like, how did you stay awake for 20? Because I've been trying to plan it for months. It's just like, it's a huge hurdle to do it. Like, it's not an easy thing. You can't just wake up and say, hey, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream. So I really, really am planning on doing it soon, probably for 1 year. But watching Kai do it, and that's when I first met you, Kai. Like when I kind of first met you, and with the energy you had for all 24 hours, I was really, really impressed. So
yeah, it was nuts. It was really nuts. You know, it's really hard. Even 12 hours is not the easiest thing to do, especially if you're not used to it. Of course, that's your first one, Marcus. And I'm gonna just say this right now. we told you so. Nick and I told you at dinner that the stream was going to be sick and pop off. And you're like, nah, no one's going to come watch me. It's like,
hell no.
Out of here, dude.
We've got a great community. Yeah, so I had a
Yeah, you did the power move.
I laid down the law like 3 times. So I was on a date the entire time Marcus was streaming. We went to a vineyard and I was like, okay, hang on, time out. My cousin's doing a 12-hour stream. It's your anniversary. This is important to me. I'm going to be on my phone for 5 minutes. I came on, said hi, whatever, donated, and boom. And it's like, okay, back to the date. Then a couple hours later, checked in again. Same thing. This is important to me. You need to take a back seat for 5 minutes.
Somebody in chat at one point, the third time you stopped in, they were like, or the second time, they were like, wait, is he still on a date? I was like, yeah. They're like, wow, it must be going really well for him.
Well, yeah. Oh, that I was still on the date like hours later.
Like she didn't like say see you later.
Yeah, I mean it was our 3rd date, so
all right,
crickets.
Yeah, hey, well, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. But anyway, it was unbelievable. So thank yous to everybody. You know who you are, who was there for me. Like the fact that you just took the time to say hello. That I would say honestly, out of all the streaming, me playing games in front of people, all that, the thing that gets me the most excited is when just somebody says hi in chat or somebody new just asks a random question and I just say, hey, oh my God, thank you so much for being here. And then they hit that follow button. It's just, I don't know. It's fucking unbelievable. And it blows me away. And the other part of it is I love now that like I've done this for a year and I'm not a big streamer in any sense of the word, but I'm helping like 3 streamers start. And I think I enjoy that more than actually streaming.
Like helping other people?
Yes. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
Like people get so excited and like they're like people, oh, what do you think of this logo? I think it's fantastic. Oh my God, should I stream days or nights? Well, what's best for you? And just like it's so awesome to me. Anyway, that's enough about my 12-hour stream. So thank you everybody from the nerd community. So I did play a little bit of SWTOR 6.3. I will get to that in a minute. But Tuesday night, we had our best pull on Nightmare Bestia. It was awesome. We did not raid on Wednesday. Honestly, it was my fault that we didn't raid. I was not in a good place to raid last night. Like, I was exhausted. And so for anybody who hasn't heard this show before, so I own my own cabinet shop. I'm a cabinet maker by trade. I have employees that work for me, and I build custom cabinets, kitchens, and all these other cabinets every day of the week. I get out of work, and I come home, and I try to be super dad, right? And tonight, Nick read my daughter a book. It was fantastic. I even got it on video.
I should put that in the Discord.
You should probably do that.
Please hold.
Yeah. So then, so by the time like 8:30 came around last night, as I always say, I'm a creature of habit. I was not going to skip stream, but I told my raid team, I was like, I can't do this tonight. I'm just not there. So I only streamed for an hour and a half, which it was still a great hour and a half. And I'm really happy that I still streamed, even though I was exhausted, but it's still a great stream. I got to run the new content. And then this past Sunday night, my views on watching a movie at home changed.
Forgot about this.
So Nick, myself, and his dad, we watched Mortal Kombat. Have you guys seen it?
Mortal Kombat. I mean, like a long time ago.
No, the new one.
The new one.
Oh,
It just
no,
came out, like-
I have not. Not a
So the new
no.
one. Yeah, so the new one came out. It's on HBO Max, so you can either watch it in the movie theater or at home. And at Nick's house, his dad has the most ridiculous sound system ever.
Yeah, in the basement, in like the
Like
theater-ish area.
And his theater seats are fantastic.
Yeah.
So like my movie experience was awesome. Popcorn, peanut butter M&Ms. It didn't get much better than that. But yeah, that has been.
That's like basically all the good stuff of going to the theater without like other people like being annoying on their phones or talking or rustling bags of Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah.
Extremely
You
loud.
guys did it at the same
during
time?
No,
Yeah.
because Marcus was that guy. I'm like, hey, before the movie starts, take the plastic bag out of the cardboard box so it doesn't rattle when you try to open them in the middle of the theater.
This is why we have to do a watch party.
Exactly.
Which is why we
I'll
are.
Yeah, I'll make sure I have it.
Which is why we're going to do this right after this podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Right in the comfort of your own home.
Yeah. No, but like, I totally understand that. I mean, I would go to the movies and like, I don't know. I always like the theater experience for me has always been like the best. I don't know if you guys watched Rise of Skywalker in the movies, in the theater, in the actual theaters. But when I watched it in the theaters, for me, it was like, regardless of what people say about the film, it was like for me the perfect theater experience ever. I watched it 11 times in the movie theaters, and like I would go to this every Sunday, like literally by myself, because I would get the IMAX posters and I would just have fun. And like, I don't know, like the theater experience has always been amazing. So having people that kind of ruin it, you know, so I understand.
No, and that's my point. So we always go to the movies to see a movie that we want to see.
Yeah.
So the Mortal Kombat movie was like a movie we wanted to see, but it wasn't like we were like, it's Sunday. Like we just want to hang out in our pajamas.
Get it done. You know?
Yeah. So like we were in our sweatpants and we watched it, but like that's what I'm trying to say. Like you can't beat a movie experience, but watching it in his basement with the theater seating and the sound, it was awesome. Like it was so loud, like you were in the theater. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like that was the first time I actually thought that there was a chance
that you don't need to go to a theater.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So, in SOTOR news, we got game update 6.3 this Tuesday. And Nick, what was in it from the highlights?
So the highlights include a new flashpoint called The Secrets of the Enclave. Ooh, giving me vibes for Fallout 3 there. Secrets of the Enclave is, the description reads, experience a new story and unearth secrets that brought Darth Malgus to the Jedi Enclave ruins on Dantooine. It also highlights include, I'm not doing a good job with this.
Nope.
It's Galactic Seasons. Welcome to the first Galactic season called The Stranger from Kubindi.
Kubindi.
Kubindi is how I would say it. I would go The Stranger from Kubindi. Complete daily and weekly priority objectives to earn new rewards. More information here and as a link to the Galactic Seasons page on SOTOR.com. Also, it's double XP for May the 4th. So running May the 4th and lasting until May 18th. Enjoy 2 weeks full of double XP, Valor, and Renown.
Woot.
You have also got Ranked PvP Season 14. Today marks the beginning of Ranked PvP Season 14. Players who participated and earned bronze, silver, and gold rewards during Season 13 will find the rewards waiting in their mailboxes. The top 96 players will receive their rewards in the coming days. In Season 13, ranked PvP rewards are now available on our PvP vendor, Get Out of the Hut on the fleet.
We know one person that's excited for ranked PvP.
Kogus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's been streaming it for like 2 days straight, and he hasn't stopped playing. It's got to be hard when you're like a ranked player and the season's over and it just goes to a lull.
Yeah.
Because it goes from like serious gaming.
Even in preseason, like it doesn't really pop. Like as like you guys know, like solo queue didn't really pop. It was all about team ranked. So like everyone was just playing team ranked instead of solo ranked. So
I did the new Flashpoint. It was really fun. I won't give any spoilers. It was kind of cool to go to Dantooine from KOTOR and go to the Jedi Enclave. I enjoyed that. Galactic Seasons is SOTOR's Battle Pass. I finished my Battle Pass the first day it came out because I bought my way to the end. Tell me my shit's weak. That's okay. It was more for science. I wanted to see. So I bought it day one. I want to see when people actually like get to level 100 and earn it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would buy my way to the end, but I'm a big component on, I want to play a game the way I want to play a game. I don't want to play a game and be forced to do other things that I don't like to do in game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's mostly like I do operations and I do some story stuff. I'm not going to go do PvP because I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if it is the weekly reward. So for me, I feel like me just ending it and there's no grind, I'm happy with that. What do you think about it, Mr. Kymeri?
I'll be honest, I really haven't even checked it out. I'm probably going to buy my way also, just because of my time, especially right now, is very limited. And I just feel like, you know what, let's just buy it through. It's a really cool idea. I liked some of the rewards. I actually was really excited when I was talking to a couple other content creators about the rewards for Galactic Seasons. Actually really cool stuff. I'm curious to see how it keeps going, you know, like I know this is their first run at it. So I'm just kind of curious to see how it goes.
I think it's awesome. I think it's a great way to I think it's a great way for the game to earn extra money without a ton of developer time, right?
That's
They
true.
can come out with a new season pass. If the people that buy their way to the end, they're going to make those credits off of that, or the real money, and they're going to, it's going to benefit the business. And at the end of the day, BioWare is a business, and if they're offering something and somebody wants to pay their way to the end and it helps their business grow, fantastic for me. You know, some people complain that, oh, you're buy to win. Like, I'm not going to buy my way. Well, you can earn your way by playing, just like in Call of Duty's Battle Pass, right?
Right.
You can buy your way to the end, or you can just play the game. And it doesn't really matter. What does it matter if I have the stronghold before you? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
And I bought the wrong stronghold. So there's an imp fleet one and then a pub side one. And I bought the pub side, not even thinking. And I landed there and it said, you need to pay 2,000 credits to fly to this stronghold. And I was like, wait a minute. Why would I have to pay? Oh, shit. I bought the wrong fleet. I bought the wrong
one.
The wrong one, but you can't return it. It's not like
Right.
try it before you buy it.
That's too funny.
It is ridiculous. Okay, in AIE news.
In AIE News, Tuesdays are mandatory fun night where the fun is mandatory, but the attendance is not, which is 9 to 11 p.m. And we switch between Imperial and pub sides. So we go back and forth between the Sunshine and Rainbow side and the actual real gritty Star Wars
On
side.
the Imperial side, you kill the things. On the pub side, you befriend them.
Right.
Yes.
There's fatalities on the Imperial side and the friendship ones on the Imperial side.
Fantastic.
Quick side note, the Mortal Kombat fatalities in the movie are pretty dope. Just saying.
Yes.
They're true to the game. So in the Fridays are the place to be in AIE. I didn't want to use the profanity this time. So the first Friday of every month, we've got Master Mode Flashpoints going on. We're going to run some Master Mode Flashpoints if you join us for
That's this Friday.
this upcoming Friday, first Friday in May.
Yep.
Second Friday of every month is hard mode training. We're going to teach folks how to do hard mode ops and flashpoints and things.
Hosted by yours truly.
Hosted by Marcus B814.
That's how I give back.
Third Friday of every month is achievement hunting. We're hunting all of the achievements that you have not gotten, the fun ones and hard, difficult to get ones. And the fourth Friday of every month is the most important Friday of every month because it's Mega. It's the monthly Epic Guild activity where we're going to sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. It's Friday, the fourth Friday of every month. And it's Mega.
In this Mega, we're going to be doing Where in the Galaxy is Sema San Diego. We're basically going to hide Sema on a planet, and I'm going to give you a bunch of clues, and you're going to have to do a bunch of like little things, and you're going to have to find her on a planet. And usually, in order to win, you have to die.
So if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Jump in the Discord, the link for which you can find in the top right portion of the webpage, and ask for a guild invite, whether or not you play Star Wars Old Republic or any of the other games we play. We would love to have you. And we do mean any of the other games we play, whether it's Call of Duty or Sea of Thieves or Battlefront 2.
Anything.
Or Pokemon.
Well, whatever you want. But, Nick, you got to start playing COD with Katarina. She's winning war zones.
I know. I got to step my game up.
Yep. Nick, I know you have to pee.
I absolutely do because it's a half hour into the show. I'm doing the kabuki dance. So we'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're going deep into Serp's gaming and Twitch life. So
okay,
buckle
I'm excited.
up.
I'm excited.
Put on your scuba gear because we're going deep.
All right, so just before you say anything, the way I read it, I thought it said today we're going in deep into Serp's gaming and thug life.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I read it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe you just read that. And then I read it again and you said it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because if you wrote Thug Life, I would have read it. I'm like Ron Burgundy.
You definitely are. So now that we've all put our seats in the upright position, Serp, what is the first video game you ever played?
First video game I've ever played. So I played a lot, like, okay, so like when I was younger, I played like obviously a lot of stuff on my Game Boy. Like we all played our Pokemon on our Game Boy and all that. But the game that really changed me was World of Warcraft. You're not going to believe what age I started at. And I don't expect you to believe me. I actually did start World of Warcraft on my 7th birthday. I was introduced to it by my father, and I played from age 7 to age 14. And it actually kind of like incorporated video games to be a part of my life more. I was always like fascinated by, if I wasn't streaming, I'd be probably interested in being part of like a developer or something, you know, along the lines of video game creation. But video games always had a significant meaning in my life, and World of Warcraft was the one that stuck with me the most. Obviously, like I said, I did play games before that, but that was the main game. And I know the beef. I'm not the beef, but I know, like, you know, between World of Warcraft and SWTOR, you know. But hey,
There's no beef.
No beef, but I know that like it is like a lot of people do compare them together.
Because they're very similar. Well, okay. So when SWTOR came out, right, it was dubbed to be the WoW killer. Like the WoW, it was going to kill WoW. That was what was dubbed of the game when it first came out, and obviously it didn't happen, of course. But like, and they're just very similar in the mechanics and pretty much a lot of different things as well. Like the combat, all similar, tab targeting, you know, all that stuff. So,
but I think so. Okay, so World of Warcraft was your first influential game, but what is the first game you ever played that you can remember?
That's a tough question. I don't know what my first game was for real. I can tell you what my first game that I owned was.
I can tell you what the first game I ever played was. Pitfall.
Really, for the Atari?
Yeah. It was the first game, and I died in the alligators, and I got really mad, and I couldn't understand why.
I was like, this is I remember playing that game, and it was really hard to time the jumps. Like, you had to be good at it to not die.
Yeah.
It was a Pokemon game on my Game Boy. I think that's what it was.
Was it blue?
Probably like the
blue or red
or yellow.
My Game Boy was gray. That was boring. But
no, I mean, which version of Pokemon?
Do you remember?
I'm actually like pulling it up right now. The Fire Red version I remember I owned.
Okay.
I owned the Fire Red version. I don't remember oh my gosh. You're like, my nostalgia right now is insane.
Fire Red or the OG Red? Because Fire Red.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Okay. There was Sapphire, Ruby, Leaf Green, Fire Red, and Emerald. I owned Emerald and Fire Red. That I know for a fact. I owned those two. Sapphire and Ruby, I don't know. But those are like that's like the best my memory serves me. And I also
that's the GBA era. That's Gen 3 GBA era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And and besides that, also the Revenge of the Sith game, but I was a little bit older around there. But the Revenge of the Sith game as well was like my childhood memory as well, for sure.
Cool.
See?
Yes.
We're unlocking your head. We're digging deep.
I agree.
So now, do you prefer that same style of RPG game as an adult now?
I would say yes. I mean, my biggest type of game right now is multiplayer action games. I love Battlefront 2 because of the multiplayer aspect to it. Playing with, friends, the community, playing against, Sea of Thieves has its PvP action as well. But honestly, if you notice, like a lot of role-playing games are kind of, the trend right now. You see GTA and NoPixel, what they've done, which is phenomenal. They built a phenomenal server, and it's amazing what they do. DayZ, I've been watching my good friend Mr. Bowfeet stream it, and watching him get into role playing as well is really, really funny, and really, really amazing. But I would say yes. Overall, I would say yes.
So obviously, you had a Game Boy way back in the day, but do you remember what your first gaming system was?
It was a Game Boy. I started off with the Game Boy, then I started into Nintendo DS a little bit after. Then I never owned a GameCube. That's one thing I never owned. I never owned a GameCube. That was something all my friends had except for me. Obviously I had an Xbox 360. I played around with the Wii at one point. I think it was like in 5th or 6th grade when I was messing around with the Wii. I never owned any. I didn't own a PSP. I didn't own a PS3. I have a PS4 now, but Game Boy was the first one, correct?
Game Boy, and then like your first big console was the 360?
Yeah. Xbox 360. I might have had like the original Xbox for like a tiny bit, but
Yeah.
my memory is like
The first big
like
one was
with
the
it.
360.
Yeah, that
I
was
getcha.
like, yeah.
What is your favorite game of all time?
Favorite game of all time? I would have to say by default Battlefront 2. And the only reason I say that is because I've never had a game that's kind of given me all these experiences and changed my life in so many ways. If it wasn't for Battlefront 2, I don't know where I would be right now. I'm going to be so transparent with you. For me, it allowed me, like, if you don't know, I did play college basketball and I was dealing with injuries and I had a lot of situations going on. And one thing I could look forward to is watching Star Wars films every day. But when I got incorporated to Star Wars Battlefront 2, I was playing it every day. And it was kind of my getaway from things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that led me then into Twitch, into streaming. And, you know, it's actually crazy that a year ago yesterday, they announced the final trailer for the final update of Battlefront 2. And they stopped support, obviously. And even beyond support, though, it's changed my life in so many ways. If it wasn't for Battlefront 2, I wouldn't be on this podcast right now. I wouldn't be with you guys right now. I wouldn't have met Kymeri, which we'll get into later as well, but the Guardians of the Order, everything, you know. And I've met some of my closest friends, the best relationships. And that's something I can't really trade for anything. And that's something a game has never brought me. But that's what Battlefront 2 has brought me.
I mean, we definitely feel that way with SWTOR. At least myself, after 10 years of, you know, how many people I've met through the game, I'm literally moving in with someone I met in this game. Like that's who I'm going to be living with. And it's actually incredible to see how many people it's brought to my life. And the same exact thing as you said, it brought me to streaming and, you know, this whole community and everything, you know, obviously the Guardians, my community, like Marcus's community, like there's so many people that seriously have been brought to me because of a video game, and no other game has really brought me to that level where I feel so close with so many people like this.
Yeah.
Working Class Nerds is a podcast because of UtiniCast and Escape Podcast.
Yeah.
Like I would listen to these podcasts, and then one day it was Thanksgiving, and I was like, Nick, you want to start a podcast? And he was like, yes.
And I was like, yeah, we have these conversations about games while we're working anyways. I was working with Marcus at the time, and why not just record it?
And so we did. So I get what you're saying about what a game can mean to people, and how it can bring you to people. And I can't agree more. But going into a little bit deeper into you, Serp, you mentioned college basketball. What school did you go to, and what happened?
Due to safety reasons, I cannot share the name of the school. It's nothing. I just always left that out of Twitch and etc.
Oh, okay.
I did play at a Division II school, an NCAA Division II school. Actually, I was at 2 different schools. And what happened? Well, basketball was always something for me. That was my dream. It was my passion. I started when I was 11 years old. I was born and raised in Miami. I love the Heat. That was when LeBron James and Dwayne Wade were there, and it was a lot of excitement, and it got me into it, and I felt attached to it immediately. And it was my life, and I had the fortune and blessing and opportunity to go to school for free. And that was entering a school I got a free full ride scholarship towards. And that was a blessing. You know, and I dealt with a lot with high school. I had a college coach hide college emails from me. I went through like a lot, but I still said to myself, I want to give it all I got. I want to give basketball all I got, and I want to make something out of it, because it was my dream come true to go to the NBA. It was my dream come true. It was like my childhood dream. Nothing could tell me otherwise. Nothing was going to stop me. I was so dedicated to it. And when I put my mind to something, I put my all towards it. And I was fortunate enough to go play college basketball, and I dealt with injuries. I tore 2 ligaments in my right ankle. I had 4 concussions. I had, you name it. In total in my basketball career, I had probably 8 to 11 ankle sprains on my left ankle, and probably 4 to 5 more on my right. I fractured my left ankle on top of it as well. I had bad injuries, but it was a thing where I gave this team my all. I did everything I could, and I was in a situation then where I was out for a long time, and I was kind of I was one of the main key glue to the team. And when I got injured, I was kind of, people go with the flow. Coaches go with the flow. They're not going to like kind of hold on for you. I did rush my injury to come back for this coach, and I have the ultimate respect. However, I was, it was kind of a thing that was kind of forgotten about, and it was then a thing where my coach felt like he didn't have to need me anymore. And I, and I will lead into this is why I'm so big on mental health. He basically told me in a nutshell, and I didn't share this ever on stream until when we achieved partnership. But in a nutshell, he told me, thank you for everything, but you can find somewhere else to go. You can go ahead and go somewhere else. And I didn't really know what to do with that. I didn't know what to go from there. I didn't know, do I stop playing? Do I find something else in my life? I didn't really know. I was in a rough mental place. I gained weight. I gained 20 pounds just within the span of a few weeks. I was rough. I was in a boot for a while as well. Because my ankle still wasn't fully healed. I was in a bad mental spot. I was in a relationship that wasn't really, not at its all-time high, long distance. And there was just a lot of things going on in my head at that time. And I didn't really know what was next for me. But I told myself, I woke up one day, this was around my birthday, and I was like, I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to give it all I got. All right. And I did. I emailed, I was on my own. I didn't really have any help. I was used to doing things on my own. So I picked myself up. I went on water only diet for the entire summer. I drank some Body Armor and Powerade here and there, but it was water only diet. I lost 30 pounds in the course of just 2 months of a summer. I got my act together. I played in a professional league in the summer. I played with and against multiple NBA players, and I got my life back on track, and I was ready to do this thing. And I know it was a hard patch, but hey, I'm ready to, take the challenge and do this one more time. And I put it behind me, and I gave it all I got. And I entered a school. This coach cared for me deeply as a person, and he's one of the kindest people I've met. However, I overworked myself from that summer so much. I ended up getting a really bad knee syndrome called patellofemoral pain syndrome. So basically what it is every step I took, I had a burning pain in my knee. I couldn't walk. My knee would lock up on me. I couldn't really walk. I would be ready to play a game, and it would buckle up on me, and it would be hard. And they say that the only cure for this thing is obviously through therapy as well, but just rest, because it literally just comes from overworking, and it literally just comes from constant. I did 3 workouts a day in the summer, starting my day at 5 a.m. every day, working 8 hours a day, and then going to 2 more workouts. I pushed myself to the limits, and it was during a really rough time. I didn't know what was next for me. I was like, when you go through that emotional roller coaster, that mental roller coaster, to give it one last shot and then go deal with this, I couldn't even walk. They had to prescribe me medications and codeine and things just to sleep at night. I couldn't sleep at night because I was up till 5 a.m. because my knee was in so much pain. But what got me through everything was Star Wars. Star Wars is what got me through it, because I would go to practice not feeling my best, but what I would look forward to at the end of the day was watching a film, watching a movie. And that was always my highlight of my day. That was something I look forward to. And I've taken that opportunity. I'll explain how it went from there. It got so bad for me that I did something that no one should really do. I don't recommend doing something like this, but I prioritized my happiness first. And I said, I'm going to do what makes me happy. And you can apply that to relationships, to friends. I always tell people, if someone's making you sad, if someone's not making you the happiest, well, then don't surround yourself around something like that. Surround yourself around things that make me happy. And I knew staying at that school in that situation, I wasn't happy. I didn't know what was next for me. I did not know. I really didn't know anything. I was doing DoorDash deliveries for a little while. That's how I didn't know what I was doing. But I did know one thing. I knew I loved Star Wars, and I knew I wanted something more, and whatever happened was meant to be. And I was ready to take the next steps. And I did. I packed my bags in the middle of the school year. I'm talking about in December, at the end of the semester. I just packed my bags. I told my coach, thank you for everything. And I left, and I went back home to figure out my next steps. And that's when streaming came into my life. And I have met some of the most incredible people through streaming. And when we achieved partnership, it was the first time we did a face camera stream on stream. And I told everyone I always had a dream of going to the NBA, and achieving partnership was the day I went to the NBA, and my dream came true. And it was a moment and a day. And these last 10 months have been the best 10 months of my life. From going from the worst 10 months to the best 10 months, it's a blessing.
What an incredible journey.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was nuts. That stream was just so like raw emotion. Like I remember you telling me, you're like, I'm just gonna delete this VOD because I can't let this happen. Like it was a lot, you know. It was really intense, and I know how much it meant to you, just personally, and how hard you actually worked on everything. So
What's amazing to me now is that you've been doing it 10 months and the community that you've built in 10 months, right? And that itself is something to tip your cap to, but then allowing yourself to open up and tell your story, whether it's here or on your stream, is amazing to me, because that shit's not easy to be able to like just say that, you know what I mean? No matter how many times you say it. And I know what it's like myself to know where you have a dream and then your dream gets shattered and then you have to, start over again or suck it up and go work for an asshole for a few years to figure out what you're doing and then start, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So for me, hearing that, it's really good to hear. And then, like you were saying about Battlefront and Star Wars itself, on how like it saved you. It was the same for me as a kid. I was a kid that got off the bus stop and got beat up every day by the neighborhood kids because I was the weird kid, right? And I would go in my house and read my comic books and watch Star Wars every day. I remember being a kid, we wore out the VHS tapes because, it meant so much. So I do understand what you're saying. But my question for you is, what made you decide to stream? Because that's, for me, that's like a pretty like flip-flop, I would say, Nick,
Yeah.
right? Like, how do you go from being like just playing video games and everything to going, I'm going to be a Twitch streamer?
Can I just, sorry, real quick before we jump back into gaming, just I want to touch on one point before we go
Whatever
back.
you need.
For in terms of your real life stuff. You mentioned as you were starting to transition from basketball to streaming that some people shouldn't always prioritize their happiness. I think you absolutely should always prioritize your happiness.
I
think unless you, obviously there's some exceptions to the rule where like if you have a family and you have to do what you have to do to support them, if you have other people relying on you, but you can never make someone else happy or love someone else truly unless you love yourself and you are happy. You know what I mean? There's, at least for me in my life, I didn't start being truly happy until I started focusing on things that I knew that I liked. And you have to be to some degree selfish and take care of yourself, like actually enjoy things that you do. So if you enjoy Star Wars and video games, go fucking enjoy that. You do the things that you like to do, because then when you have to do something you don't like, you can say, okay, no problem. This is something, unpleasant. And you have your thing that you enjoy that you can come back to always. So I think that's a huge priority. You definitely should always prioritize your happiness.
Prioritize your happiness is my biggest thing to tell anyone. However, what I meant there was don't just pack up your bags and leave like I did without like knowing anything. Right. That's what I meant. You know what I mean? Because I didn't even know, like, listen, I didn't have any other school that I was talking to. I didn't have any job waiting for me. I didn't know anything. I was on my own. I just literally grabbed my bags. I moved out of my room and I left. And I went back home for a little while. And then I got back up on my feet and I made the next step. But I do stress, make yourself happy, do what makes you happy. And I'm the type of person, I've used to think it matters what other people, I don't care. If you don't like what I'm doing, then I'm just the type of person now. Like I've discovered that if you're not just meant to be in my life, then, and if you're not with me, these are decisions. I have to make decisions that are best for myself. And I never used to prioritize myself. I always used to prioritize everyone around me before myself. And I would always kept getting tossed around. And I told myself one day, I got to do what makes me happy. I spent 2 years at that first school, and it was crazy. That coach, nothing against him, but I had probably 4 conversations with him all year. Like we didn't talk, we weren't close,
Right.
And I wanted to be surrounded around people that cared about me as a person, not just as a player, not just wearing a number, like number 13, number 11, number whatever, I wanted to be more than that. And so to answer your question, what got me into streaming? Well, what got me into streaming, I was loving Star Wars, and this is what it was, right? So I was, from this months of January to May/June, I basically started, I watched Star Wars every day. I rewatched Clone Wars. I watched Rebels, and I was just watching everything the day because there's no new content. And then season 7 came out, but I was just watching Star Wars, and I was like playing Battlefront 2 every day. I was playing with my friends. All I would play was Hero Showdown. I would be at an Xbox mic with my friend every day, and we became really close friends. And I started to get good at the game, and I was like, I'm gonna just try streaming, and I'm just gonna see how it works. I'm like, okay, I'm not that bad at the game. And I tried to start streaming. I didn't stream to anybody. My first month streaming, I think the average was 0.3. And then I started to meet more people. I started off on Instagram first. I started making Instagram clips, and Sam Witwer actually liked one of my clips on Twitter, which was really nice.
Wow.
Very, very kind guy. And I just started making Battlefront 2 clips, and I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. And I started meeting more people, and gradually through the months, the community grew. It wasn't, I know, like, you see how amazing it is right now. However, it took me a month to achieve affiliate. I didn't really know anybody. I just knew that I love Star Wars. I didn't really care. I didn't even know what affiliate was before I got it. I knew it like a week before. I thought affiliate and partnership was the same thing. In all honesty, I didn't really know what I was doing. All I knew is that I loved streaming, and I just loved playing Battlefront 2. And whether there was 0 people, 1 person, I didn't even know this. I wasn't even smart enough to like get a phone with an alt account or something. I didn't even do any of that. I didn't know any of that stuff. Like, I just streamed to nobody, and I didn't care because I was just happy because I just loved playing Battlefront 2, and I love Star Wars. And this was before mods. I was playing on my crappy, laggy stream with my upload speed was like 3. I don't know, like I was playing on my Xbox, my stream, it would be a blessing. People would celebrate because if I could go longer than 4 hours because the stream would crash because of the internet I had. And I trust me, it wasn't always, so picture perfect, if you want to say that. It was rough in the beginning, but I had fun, and that was all that mattered. But it was Star Wars. And my biggest thing was when I started streaming, this is what I told myself. I said, the one thing I want when I stream is if I can make one person's day better, then my day is complete. And it started to become a getaway for me. And I actually had people in my corner that believed in me, but no one in my personal life really knew. Family members, yes, some family members, but I didn't tell anyone in my personal life. Anyone. Not until I achieved partnership. I kept it secret because I wanted it to be, if I knew I wanted it to be special, I wanted to get this on my own. And I wanted to achieve this on my own, not on my own, but with this community we've built, but I wanted to leave my personal life out of this, out of everything that I've been through. But it was Star Wars, and it was, knowing that I wanted to make someone's day better. That's what got me into streaming.
Wow. That was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought I'd explain the whole story.
He also forgot to mention.
Hell yeah.
He also forgot to mention that he's 6'7" and he needs to dunk on fools. He forgot to mention that part, guys. He totally just was like, yeah, I'm just, you know what, whatever.
Yeah.
But
So while we went in deep, the only thing I could think about when I was hearing him play basketball, I was like, I could totally beat him in horse.
I'm actually not all that at horse. I never really played that whole lot. Like I played more like 1v1, like 1v1s.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know, but horse, maybe you could beat me. I mean, it's been a while. I'm a little rusty.
It's like riding a bike.
Time out. You're saying maybe I'm a little rusty. That's like me saying, oh yeah, I'm a little rusty, and like Kymeri trying to beat me at paintball or something. Like,
exactly.
Dude, I would get smoked. And I used to play paintball, but I would get totally smoked. I haven't played in years.
Right.
Yeah.
You're being the epitome of humble here.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Star Wars Celebration. Let's make it happen.
We'll find a court in New York City.
Exactly.
Oh, the cantina. Oh my God, I can't wait. But
go ahead, Mike.
No. So what I was going to say about streaming is what I enjoy about you and what you've created is just a happy place to be, right? So it's like you're a different division of what Nick and I have tried to create on our end, right?
Different flavor, if you will.
Different flavor, right? But it's so nice and humbling to find another group of people who have that same mindset of just let's have some fun and be uber positive about what we like. And welcoming people, that's a big thing too, is anytime you go to your stream, you try your hardest to say hello to every single person in your chat.
Yeah.
You try to include people in your streams. You know what I mean? I've been in your streams where somebody was like, oh, I'd love to play Battlefront with you. You're like, get in here right now. Let's go. And seeing that is what's so inviting to, guys like us or Kymeri or anybody like that. You know what I mean? Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
Ahsoka Tano and Anakin Skywalker. It's impossible for me to put both of them one over the other, because both of them have different meanings to me. Anakin was my childhood hero growing up. I always loved Anakin's way of going about things. I always loved how he, didn't really follow by the rules. He did what made him what he thought was best. And I always liked that unconventional way of thinking. I don't know. And I obviously liked his conflict and his storyline. Revenge of the Sith Anakin is my favorite Anakin. And as well, Vader, of course. But Anakin for me was amazing growing up. And Ahsoka, when I discovered Ahsoka as a character a while back, that's when I knew like she was my favorite character based on like how she dealt with everything, how she was able to overcome basically everything. And Kymeri could speak about this as well, but how she turns a negative situation into good, and how she always saw the good in people, how she always prioritized others. And I always saw myself in Ahsoka, and how she finds light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark things seem. And her, for me, Rebels is really, I always loved Clone Wars Ahsoka, don't get me wrong, but Rebels Ahsoka is really when I saw her, when you saw that scene with her and Vader, and when you saw her like try to bring the good in him, it's just her development as a character. If you notice the trend between Anakin and Ahsoka, you probably didn't not like them, not that you didn't like them at first, but you saw they were a little roughy around at the beginning, but then the development of these characters, and then you begin to get them to know them more and more. By season 3 of Clone Wars, you love Ahsoka. At the beginning she was snippy, she was annoying. You get to love her, like Anakin.
She also didn't listen either. Yeah, just her character development was like so big. Like coming from like season 1 to let's go like season 1 to Rebels, you're like, whoa, okay. But that's the amazing part about her character is she's one of the most developed characters in Star Wars, and she's absolutely incredible and stands for so much.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Kymeri, while you're here, who's your favorite Star Wars characters?
You already know. First one, gotta be. Well, I mean, it's got to be between Ahsoka and Chewie, of course. I mean, those are my two like flagship things that I really enjoy. Ahsoka, of course, came into my life when I was in high school. Clone Wars came out in 2008, and I was in high school. And I wasn't. High school wasn't a bad time for me, but some days like I really, I struggled personally. I just struggled a lot, and I would go home and watch Clone Wars and just really enjoy the show, and I just fell in love with the character. I loved Togrutas anyway. Shaak Ti was actually my favorite before that, and then I found one that I liked a lot more. Obviously, Ahsoka's way more developed. Of course, you fall in love with her character. She has 2 lightsabers. I mean, come on, like at the like, let's be real here. Like that was like for me, I was like, all right. That's where we're going with that. And of course, Chewie's my OG, of course. Like I gotta do the little bit of the Chewie.
I love it.
Gotta do a little bit of the improv Chewie, but. Just because my parents gave that to me actually as a nickname, because like I played hockey, of course, and I was the tallest kid when I was younger, and you could obviously see who was out there because my skates were like, I had the biggest skates too, so I just looked kind of like Chewie. Like he was kind of just like, he stands above everyone, you know what I mean? Like, cause he's, so tall. So those are my 2 favorite characters, but I also like Anakin as well. Serp and I definitely share a lot of the similarities of the favorites, but I'd probably put Chewie over Anakin just because of the personal relationship I have. Just with, the character and what my family, always called me as a kid. And, I always loved him anyway. So.
Well, and how you incorporate it with your community as well is really beautiful. When you put on the mask, you make the sound. I don't know. It's really special. And you did Chewie giveaways in the past. Things that I kind of wanted to win, but I didn't win.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, there's more of that to come, of course. Actually, speaking of winners, Mark has actually won my Hans dice in the Wookiee cookies this month.
Go.
But I didn't even know. But here's the thing: you're not shipping that. It's gonna force you to come let me buy you dinner.
Oh no, Nick, help me!
Wow.
Nick, help me!
I got your back. Time out. This is not happening.
Oh boy,
we're gonna go out to dinner.
But that's
and I'm gonna give the restaurant a photo of you, the one with the gunner glasses with the nicotine stained lenses,
the Walters.
Whoa, I wear those because I work in front of a computer for over 15 hours a day.
No.
You haven't seen the Walters?
Hold on,
I think I did, but I might have.
Yeah. Anyway, so Nick, while we're on this whole Star Wars thing, who's your favorite characters?
See. Okay, I've been thinking about that. I actually like Dark Side of the Force users more. I think in real life I would probably be someone more like a Mace Windu or something like that. I identify with that more. See, like I'm a very oh Jesus Christ, your dog scared the crap out of me. What's up, Luke? I think the dark side is a little more pragmatic, and that like I don't think it's necessarily. I know it can like turn you evil and things like that, but I think just because you have to access your emotions to use it doesn't mean necessarily you have to use it for bad things, right?
Sure.
So I think someone like, I mean, Revan kind of goes back and forth. Obviously, he's like all in on one or all in on the other, but Mace Windu is like someone that's a little bit more gray, kind of can use both sides of the Force. I really like to identify with, but I also think like Darth Bane's pretty badass. It's like completely restructuring the Sith, being like, no,
Dude,
fuck you guys. I'm gonna do what I want, and there's only gonna be me and one other person, and we're gonna know everything, and fuck off. I like think that's pretty cool too.
And he's evil as shit, dude.
Yeah, he's super evil, but like I appreciate the like being pragmatic about it. You know,
I appreciate being the most powerful person in the world. Okay, Nick is a dictator.
I guess that's how I play all my. Star
I
Wars
respect
characters,
it. I
so.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's always, it's honestly, I always find it humbling to ask people these questions about who their favorite character is, because it usually makes a lot of sense for everybody.
Yeah. Like, okay, if I were to put me in Star Wars, right? Like I am a Force user. I would be a dark side user. I would use the dark side of the Force all the time, and I would heal people and like bring them back from the dead or whatever all the time. But then also don't fuck with me because I'll chop you up into pieces.
Wow.
And then electrocute them all and you'll be gone.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Done
I'm
deal.
staying
Best
away
of
from Nick.
Best of both worlds.
Nick, I mean, Marcus, I'm going to sit next to you at dinner next time. I'm a little scared this time now. I don't know.
No way.
I'm backing into the bush right now. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
It's the best of both worlds.
Well, that's what makes a great conversation, right? And
yeah,
just thinking about that. And what's funny is listening to all of you, I'm the complete opposite of all of you on this.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter, I'm thinking.
No, absolutely not. R2-D2.
Oh.
He's my favorite character. So R2-D2 has been there from the beginning. He's always had everybody's back, and he helps out everybody. That guy is the hero of all of Star Wars, and he is the main character. Like, you can talk about character development, talk about a droid giving you emotion in every single episode that he's in, because every time somebody needs him, he's there for you. And even going to like the Clone Wars, what is that, episode 2?
Yep.
And they're going after Grievous, or no, it was episode 3 in Revenge of the Sith. Like, Anakin and Obi-Wan's knocked out cold, and Anakin is counting on R2 to save their asses.
Right.
You know what I mean? To stop that elevator.
Yep, I remember.
So, for me, it's R2 forever. But I do understand what you're saying about the dark side, because that other character of mine that I absolutely adore is Ventress. Because she is so evil, but yet you always notice that she's always there at the right time in the right place, and she always, when push comes to shove, she always helps.
Right.
How many times did she help Ahsoka?
Yeah, like a bunch, especially after she's not
like exiled. Yeah, she was tempted by dirty Darth Nick in the dark side. But anyway, thanks guys for answering that, because it tells me who you guys are by just asking that question.
Yeah.
So, Serp, you become Twitch partner I would say the best part of being a Twitch partner is you get to make something, and you get to make something that is your own, right? And nobody else's. And everybody knows that's a Twitch team. And if you don't know, a Twitch team is something where a partner can create a team and make their own channel for that team and invite people to that team to be a part of something in a larger world. But Serp didn't create one team. He went go big or go home and created 2 teams.
Right.
So Serp, want to tell me about your 2 amazing teams, or us? Sorry, Nick.
Of course.
Can I just say I'm smiling right now, just ear to ear, just listening to that? I'm just saying, like, go ahead.
So the thing is with me, like I told myself, and Warrior and I, we have our podcast inside the Holocron, and every single Saturday night I would tell him, man, we're so close to partnership. If it happens, it's meant to be. If it's not, hey, it's all good, But I told him, like, every night I said, if it happens, I'm going to do one thing. The one thing I wanted to do was just give back to the community, because a lot of people allowed my dream to come true. My dream come true was partnership. And beyond that, I see it as a milestone, not an end goal. And I told myself I only wanted to give back to the community. And how can I do that? Well, I achieved it, and I didn't want to think too much ahead because I'm like, oh, what if it doesn't happen? You know what I mean? And it happened, and we achieved it. And from there, I basically told myself, well, what Guardians of the Order is 9 best friends. It's friendships. These are people I've known since I started streaming. And I told each and every one of them, this isn't my team. Don't label it as my team. This is ours. And this is the way we do things from here. It's ours. And combining something for something greater and larger with all of our wonderful communities, whether that be on Battlefront, whether that be on SWTOR, whether that's now being on Outside Games, Boba streaming DayZ, myself streaming Sea of Thieves, Warrior streaming Halo. And it's just one family. And what Vader's Fist was for me, the difference between the two, Guardians of the Order was just, 9 best friends that are so close together that can make a lot of things happen all as a team and family. Vader's Fist was something for me where I said, I didn't have a platform when I started. I didn't really know anybody when I started. And it would be my dream to give everybody else a platform, everybody else an opportunity to get to know others, to get to have a platform in this community, in Star Wars, in Battlefront 2, outside of that, to help you achieve your goals. And I told myself with Vader's Fist that could be possible. And we've seen it. It's guys, like I've seen people that have started streaming with 5 average viewers that every time I go, it's like 20 to 30 every time. And I'm like, wow, and I've seen what this team has done. And that was something I didn't have when I started. And if there was anything I could do to help others and to help everyone achieve their goals, to achieve what I was fortunate and blessed enough to achieve, which is partnership, well, then I want everyone to be able to achieve that, because, that was a dream come true for me, and it happened. And I could not ever thank everybody enough. And it was my way of just giving back to those that helped me achieve partnership and beyond.
That's cool.
I'm kind of speechless right now. My words even came out messed up because I'm just like, wow. All right, going a little deeper, because that's what we're here to do, is go.
Of course. Listen, I told you guys before this, I'm an open book, and I don't, wherever this conversation took us / takes us, I'm so open, because I feel like that's the best way to get to know each other more, and for everyone to get to know all of us more. It's just being as transparent as possible.
Awesome. I'm glad we're going deeper because I brought my wetsuit and my flippers. So
what about your swim trunks?
The swim trunks are under the wetsuit. We're not just swimming at like the edge here. We're not wading in from the beach. We're going deep. We're going out into climbing out of the submersible.
So Guardians of the Order, right? Mm-hmm. So you said it's your 9 best friends. I get it. But now that you've created these teams, now you have to manage these teams, right? And you say that Guardians of the Order isn't your team, but really it is your team. And you're like, you know what I mean? So you're at the top of that, and there's always plans for it, right? And what I mean by that is you can't create something as awesome as that it is and then just let it sit there, right? So my question is, what does the Guardians of the Order mean to you? And how do you plan on making Guardians of the Order bigger? And when I mean, that's not really the right word, Nick, bigger. How do you plan to maintain it, to grow the brand, which is Guardians of the Order?
Yeah.
I think that sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a lot that we're working on. First of all, our May the 4th charity event will be this upcoming Tuesday and Wednesday, and tied in with Revenge of the 5th. We will be doing a charity event and streams for St. Jude. We will be starting off on Tuesday morning, going all the way through all of Tuesday, and leading into Wednesday as well, with the Guardians of the Order. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We haven't had a chance to scratch the surface yet with what we've been wanting to do with this team. It's literally just still in the baby steps right now, because there's a lot of planning behind this, and there's a lot of things that we have envisioned. YouTube content, collaboration streams. We've actually been doing that a lot. I played Sea of Thieves just 2 days ago with Mr. Bo Feet, a Warrior Nerd, and Go Getter Greg, all Guardians of the Order's members. A few weeks back, we played custom 4v4s. We had Benzen, Fama, and of course Kymeri playing 4v4s, all of our voice comms included. And that's where it's just fun times, just all of us hanging out, playing games together, So a lot of the plans that we have are still scratching the surface right now. We're still working out so much, but what we plan on doing is taking this, in terms of size of the team. We're always, looking for more Guardians, of course. it is, like I said, it's not just something where we could just put anyone. It's more of it's relationships. It's close friends. You know what I mean? And that's like the biggest thing that ties us all in together, friendships. And, you know, we're going to have our ups and downs, whether it be individually or as a team. But what our goal out of this and what we want to do is just keep growing our communities by bringing it all together, by all of us being together in one. It can't really just be 8 and 1 person. You know, it just can't be, because I was on a team. I was on a college basketball team, and I know how it is to be on a team with 15 different individuals. And, you know, there was lacking stuff on those basketball teams. You know, like if we lost the game, well, why did we lose the game? Well, because we played like individuals. We didn't play like a team. So the only way things get done is if we're all in this together, which we are. And this is family. And from what we do from here, it's mainly just getting the outside content and bringing it into Twitch. Not only that, but taking what we have done in our streams and taking it to the next level by collaborations and growing our, you know, Benson, who is a Guardian of the Order. He just a Twitch partnership. He was fortunate enough to build his own stream team. Domino Squad. My goal, I'm going to be so transparent with you. My goal is that everyone, and I don't know if I ever announced this on stream. If so, then I'm here for the first time. My goal is for everyone on Guardian. I said this the first day we got on a voice call. I said, my goal for Guardians of the Order is that by the end of 2021, every Guardian of the Order achieves Twitch partnership. That's my goal.
That's fantastic.
And I'm really transparent when it comes to goals, because I feel like you should never be hesitant on what you want to achieve. And this is what I want to achieve with this team. And the opportunities for this teams and communities, and most of all family, is limitless. It's amazing.
He's so right. Like being another Guardian as well, just being so close with these guys over the last 5 months now. That's crazy, by the way, Serp. Just they came into my life at the hardest time for me, and literally I met them through Chronic, and then from there I met Boba and Serp, and it just from there it just took off. We just all became really good friends and just always talked and hung out in each other's streams, and just it was just utter chaos for a lot of it, but we were having such a good time. And then I remember the day Serp was like, dude, like I want you to be a part of this with us, and I was just, dude, I lost it. Like you know me, you guys know me, Mark's Nick. Like I'm a very emotionally driven person. You guys know that. So I literally just had this like full on breakdown because, it meant the world to me to be a part of something as special as the Guardians are. And I have to thank Serp for that, really, honestly. So
I understand and I respect it a lot, right? Because achieving something and creating something, I say all the time, is easy, right? But building off of that to make it, I don't want to, again, I'm going back to bigger, because it doesn't have to be bigger. Like you could not invite another person into the Guardians and it would be okay because you have goals for it, but you don't ever want those goals to be washed away because you were too focused on something else, or anybody is focused on something else, because Guardians of the Order has that one goal. But
I think I know you want to like grow the Guardians of you want to grow the community.
That's right.
Not necessarily like the team itself. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Thank you. You're finishing my
thought.
Yes. Oh, see, you just did it there.
I finish all of your
segue.
Right.
So speaking of Vader's fist, right? So we said it, was it last week on the podcast or 2 weeks ago? You got a new logo for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the new logo is awesome, right?
Yes.
And I actually know some of the people that are in Vader's Fist, and I actually asked them prior to the show what they thought of it. And they were like, it shows the power of you and like what it means to us. And what I noticed about it is how the Vader you show is the broken helmet Vader.
Yeah.
Right. That's cool.
And it shows that the light is still good in you. And for me, that logo means something to me, because it's not just, you don't know the power of the dark side.
Right.
Nick, did you see it? I will show you.
I don't know if you actually showed it to me. You described it, but I did not see it, sir.
Okay. Anyway.
Battle damage. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
That battle damage Vader was always my favorite Vader. Well, and Rogue One Vader. I mean, who was it? But
oh my God, Rogue One Vader.
Okay, and Empire Strikes Back Vader. Okay, and Revenge of the Sith. No, I'm just kidding.
And all of the Vaders.
Yeah. But
I was gonna say, you said Rogue One. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
is Chronic here or I'm confused?
Yeah. Trust me, there was a lot of names I was running through when I was like trying to figure out this team. I was actually going to do something funny. Like, like I was going to revolve it around Ahsoka originally, like Tano's command. But I was like, there's a cool, and that could have been fun. but I don't know. I know there's a lot of streamers that have the Vader, Darth Vader, how to explain it, theme, and I knew it was a character that a lot of people enjoy, a lot of people love. And I don't know, Vader's Fist always stood out to me. The name Vader's Fist always stood out to me. And when Warrior and I did the research on the lore behind it, and Warrior Nerd, my good friend, my best friend, as a matter of fact, actually, and fellow Guardian Nerd, did a YouTube video on the history behind it. It always attracted me. But Battle Damage Vader, that scene with Ahsoka, like I said earlier, it hits so hard, it really sticks with you. And you
every time.
You see the light in him. You see, and I always say this, but like, again, end of season 7 of Clone Wars, spoiler warning. But at the end of season 7, when Vader goes to pick up Ahsoka's sabers, do you think Vader would have done that? No, Anakin would have done that, and that's the last time in the timeline that you see Anakin Skywalker is that scene right there. And that was always my favorite. And holding the Jakor snippet was showing that Anakin is still there, holding the Jakor snippet. And if you look at the logo, that's the little Easter egg that we did. So those are some details. We worked with the wonderful Venomous to make that happen. And oh my gosh, it's just been, he's a phenomenal. If you don't know Venomous he does the artwork for Star Wars Theory. He does the lo-fi. I don't know if you've ever seen the artwork for the lo-fi art. He's a licensed Star Wars artist, and he made this dream come true. And it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you, since we're talking about Rebels, can I just pick your brain for a second?
Absolutely.
Well, what do you feel about the end of Rebels?
The end of Rebels.
And its potential segue into the Ahsoka series coming to Disney Plus.
The end of Rebels. So the end of Rebels, I believe, was obviously emotional, really an emotional roller coaster. Really, really interesting, though. I will say this. It hasn't been confirmed because obviously due to contract, but Dave Filoni basically said in a nutshell that the end of Rebels, like the very, very end, the last scene, Sabine and Ahsoka meeting each other, that's supposed to happen after the Ahsoka, after Mandalorian season 2. So that's like takes place after, which totally makes sense. So that Mandalorian season 2 robes that we see, those gray robes, that's actually her season 7 robes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is really, really, really interesting to me. So just, I think it could tie in perfectly with the Ahsoka show. I think we'll see Sabine Wren in the Ahsoka show, which would be a dream come true. I love Sabine. She's my favorite Rebels character outside of the cameos, such as Ahsoka, but I think we'll definitely see Sabine. I think we'll definitely see Thrawn. And it's going to be amazing to see our favorite character. Ezra. Yeah. Another amazing character. Of course. It's the search for Ezra. For sure. Absolutely. And it's amazing. I love seeing Ahsoka in live action. I love Rosario Dawson's, how she portrayed her. Was I confused at first? I was more like, I was just like, wow, like this is shocking to me. I wasn't even like, I was jumping up for joy. Yes. But I wasn't like screaming. I was like, okay, let me like look a little more as it goes on and on. You begin to accept it more. Like, oh my gosh, this is Ahsoka in live action. And seeing her in her own episode series is a dream come true in live action. So I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, it's definitely different too for us. As as big of Ahsoka fans as we are, like we know, Ashley's like our Ahsoka, right? Like that's all we knew. And then all of a sudden it's Rosario Dawson in live action. And when I first watched the episode, I was like I just sat there. Like I don't even think I said anything. I just literally just like stared. Like my eyes were so glued to the damn screen that I was like, oh my God, this is like real. She's in live action. Like this is amazing. And I thought she did a really good job too. And I thought at first it was going to be a little weird for me, but it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, for me, I was skeptical. I'm always skeptical of like, especially cherished like animated series or cherished books or something coming to live action. I'm always skeptical of like how that transition is going to take place. But I think Rosario Dawson and the writers for The Mandalorian did a really good job with that character because they kept that character true to the Ahsoka that we know and love. I don't think anything happened in that show in terms of like how she reacted or how she would have handled certain situations, that nothing seemed out of place. It seemed very on brand for the character. And I think that they did a good job with that, which makes that transition a lot easier. Going from like, the voice actress, I should say, to a live action, totally different actor. You know what I mean?
Yes. Honestly, selfishly, I loved it because I'm going to Disney again at the end of the month with the kids. And the last time we were there, I built a droid with Julia. Remember?
Yeah. Yep.
I built a little R2 and she built a BB-8 This time we're building our own lightsabers. So, excuse me, because that for me is something that like we'll remember forever. But the one thing I'm really looking forward to is now they have the white crystal you can put in.
Oh,
So you could do the yellow ray crystal, and now you can get the white crystal, and that's what I'm going to do in mine because, it's the purest form,
right.
I guess I should say. So I'm pretty excited for that. And I think she brought that. I don't know, seeing those two lightsabers light up white in the middle of a field. Or
The
like,
forest, like the
Oh,
foggy
it was-
forest.
Yeah, but it's like a dead forest.
Yeah, it was like a
almost-
battle-torn terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what was that planet in SWTOR where they sucked the life out of it?
It's X something.
Ziost?
Yeah? Ziost? I think it was Ziost.
I don't
Something
know.
with an X, I think.
I don't remember. I'm such a fail when it comes to that. But anyway, so for me, the end of Rebels was confusing to me because seeing Ezra and Thrawn get sucked out with those like space whales.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, they're just continuing it on. But the way they tied it into The Mandalorian, I think was really good. And what I'm hoping for is we get some more. I hope we get more story out of the Bad Batch. Because I think it's going to, I don't want to say tie it all together, but I feel like we're going to get more Ahsoka and more something in the Bad Batch, or I'm hoping for that at least.
I
But,
think we're going to see her. I mean,
Yes.
she's around
Yeah.
during that whole time frame.
yeah,
That's
I'd
actually
imagine-
something I'm interested. I wonder, Serp, do you think we're gonna see her in Bad Batch?
Possible cameo, Anakin for sure. I think we'll see Anakin for sure. He's already basically seen in the trailer.
Didn't
but-
Matt Lanter literally say he was
Yes.
like doing Anakin stuff like
Future
recently?
project,
Future project. Yep. Yeah. I saw that
Bad
article.
Batch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it.
When's the first episode come out? It's May sometime.
May the 4th?
May
May
4th,
the
the
4th,
4th,
5 days
Tuesday.
from now.
Oh my God! How did I not know that?
And it's an hour and 15 minutes. It's 75 minutes.
that
What?
I knew.
Yeah, the first episode is 75 minutes.
what
Yep.
day is May the 4th?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
And we're having A-Tracks on the podcast that Thursday after.
Perfect.
Oh,
I hope he
heck
likes
yeah.
Star Wars. I gotta ask him.
Well,
You
that's
like
kind of
Star
important.
Wars?
Time
Well,
out.
I'm just making sure because like we're gonna be going in deep into the Bad Batch.
putting the scuba gear on again. The
No, we're going in a submarine, bro. One of those like personal ones.
batten
like
down the
maybe-
hatches. The
Yeah,
submersible.
or the 1966 Bat sub. Anyway,
That's
all right. We're getting close to the end, but there's one thing I have to ask. Do you have a particular stream or stream moment that stands out as the most amazing moment in your Twitch career?
Yeah. Kai already knows what I'm going to say. It was when we achieved partnership. It's funny because people make fun of me because sometimes I start my stream around like 2:05 to 2:10 instead of 2 o'clock sharp because I always have to set up and I'm always doing something like last minute. I'm like, oh, I want to get everything ready. I have found out that we achieved partnership at 2:04 p.m. Right. And I was almost about to press live and I found out and I was screaming at the top of my lungs. I did not press live. I took that day off so I can like regain my thoughts. And I went live the next day for the first time with a face camera on stream. I was so nervous to do it. I was like, I'm not going to use a face camera. And then I just closed my eyes and I said, okay, I just pressed live and I did it after the starting soon screen. And I cried so much. I had tears and it was like, I didn't even cry the first day I achieved it. But what it was for me, it was so special. And, it was crazy because the mod team I had at the time, they really helped me so much and they made my dream come true. And I will never thank them enough for that. And everyone, my friends, my fellow streamers that were there that day, it was just so special. And it was just so much emotions. And it was the most beautiful thing for me. It was like anyone I could ever imagine want to be in the world to be there for that day was there. And it was just so beautiful. We ended up doing a 12-hour celebration stream later that weekend. And, but I will never forget that day ever. And, well, not only that, but also, my birthday stream was so much fun. We just recently had a birthday stream. That was 3 weeks ago.
Woo woo! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
But just so many so many amazing memories and that I'll never forget. But the partnership celebration stream was a day that was just the most beautiful day ever. So
Awesome. So,
Gentlemen, tell us where people can find you.
we'll go with Serp first.
I will be live. I will be live Saturday. Well, we stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're playing Battlefront 2, Sea of Thieves, and we're going to start incorporating every Friday nights. Working on those details. Horror nights, after dark streams. So we're going to be playing some like fun horror games for fun. But I will be back live this weekend, both Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
And what's your Twitch handle for folks?
Twitch.tv/SerpentZN. So SERPENT Z as in zebra N.
Hey, working class nerds friends, go to twitch.tv/SerpentZ and give him a follow
You're the best.
right now.
I just did.
All right. And Kymeri, tell everybody, well, everybody knows where they can find you, but let's go. Tell everybody where they can find
You want to let's go? All right, let's go. So, all right, guys. My next stream is actually on Saturday, back to the normal schedule. So basically, I had to change my schedule a lot the last couple of weeks, but 3 p.m. on Saturday, twitch.tv/the Kymeri, TheKymeri. And I mostly stream SWTOR, of course. That's how I know Marcus and all the amazing SWTOR community. I'll be playing some PvP. I don't know when I'm going to get to 6.3. I literally haven't even thought about it yet. Like, I haven't even touched any of the content yet at all because I've been so worked up and busy with it. But that's where you guys will find me. Next is on Saturday, 3 p.m. on Twitch.
Can I give you a suggestion? Saturday at 3:15 when your chat actually lets you start to talk and like play a game. So about 15 minutes in, you should just do the flashpoint right out the gate. Boom, blast it out. Just get it done because it's good.
I'll think about it.
That was a hard no, Nick.
No,
Your opinion.
I'll think about it. No. I don't think I want to do it a lot. Like, I'd rather do it with people. So I probably will have to grab some people for that. But yeah.
That was the Kymeri equivalent of your opinion has been taken into consideration.
Oh shit. Well, thank you, Serp, so much for coming on the show. It really means a lot to us for you to be here.
Thank you
And
for this opportunity.
No, thanks. Well, any way we can help, if there's anything we can do, just let us know and we'll be happy to. And thank you, Kymeri, for being the surprise nobody knew except me and Nick guest.
I was so happy.
Yeah, or AKA Papega or Kai Guy or whatever you want to call him.
Oh no, yeah.
You're stuck with me, guy.
Oh,
he loves that
follower alert.
He loves
There
that
it
the
is.
best.
There's my follower alert. There it is.
We need to update it. I have a new mic. We have to update it.
All right, it sounds good.
Let me know when you're free. AKA
All
like
right.
5 minutes from now.
AKA, hey, well, AKA, I'm paying for dinner.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.